met. Go in peace. How may I aid you?
C'est bien beau.
Very interestingly, WoW's Season of Discovery is looking to produce its very own gold making meta, with the level cap being set at 25 along with the new raid and PvP zone, and even with new items from Profession and so forth that people will be wanting to spend gold on to min-max their characters. Here are 5 Season of Discovery gold making tips that can help you get an edge in those aforementioned activities, or just to help you make much more gold. So with that, let's start with bags. Since bags are really important, not only for gold making, such as if you're going to be doing farming or gathering, but also for convenience in general. Starting off with vendor bags, the biggest one is actually the 12 slot huge bounce sack, which you can actually buy from bag vendors in major cities. However, the 9 or 10 gold cost, depending on your reputation, is quite expensive indeed, especially at level 25. So if you want to sort of downgrade a little bit, there are a lot of 10 slot bags that you can easily pick up, not only from tailors, which can give you small silk packs, or if you're a tailor yourself, those are also 10 slotters and require silk cloth. And then there are also some quests that you can do to acquire free, well, you have to do the quests, but you don't have to pay gold for it, 10 slaughter bags. Starting with, if you go over to Wailing Caverns, this is available to both Alliance and Horde. You can actually go down to this area. This is kind of a secret area. I hadn't known about it before, but if you drop down from the top above the cave entrance to the Wailing Caverns and the Barrens, you can actually go into this little zone with NPCs, or this little cave where you can actually pick up quests. One of the quests, the reward is actually a 10 slot bag, and to get this bag, you actually don't have to even zone into the instance. You can actually just farm the raptors, albeit they are elite raptors, but at level 25 you should be able to defeat them fairly easily. So you just have to farm the raptors and like the flying beasts. I suddenly forget what they're called, but you can farm the beasts in the cave without zoning into the instance.
This holiday, give the gift that keeps on giving. Every single day. Oral-B. A clean so amazing, they'll feel like they just left the dentist. Oral-B. Gift like a pro.
Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be showing you the best gold farm in Season of Discovery for Phase 1. Before we get into it, if you would like to learn more in depth about making gold in Season of Discovery, you can check out my complete gold making guide for Season of Discovery. This will be constantly updated, so in future phases, every single phase it's going to be updated, and if you own a copy, you'll get the updated version sent to your email address completely for free. However, let's get right into this video. So that is right, we're going to be doing a fishing farm. So what you want to do is get fishing, learn the fishing skill, get a fishing rod, and you want to get your fishing level up to 50. Now, what we're going to be actually farming for, deviate fish, which when you have these with cooking, you can turn them into savory deviate delights, and they obviously change your appearance. And you're also going to be getting tightly sealed trunks. Now these have a bunch of different loot inside of them that you can get your hands on. Now a lot of these will be able to be sold straight on the auction house for a lot of gold, or you can vendor some of them, and there also is materials that you get from the trunks. So what I recommend doing is getting 50 fishing skill, so like we have just here. Now once you have this, you also want to make sure that you train the next part of fishing, as you can see, so you can go up to 150 skill. And you also want to make sure you get a good rod and also some lures. Now if you're a horde, you want to head over to this location right here, the Barrens. Now you can also come here if you are Alliance. As you can see, this is the locations of the tightly sealed trunks. And then there is a location for Alliance if you want to head over to Dark Shore. You'll be able to get the tightly sealed trunks at this location right here that I'm showing on the screen. However, I prefer coming to this location here. This is where you can get the deviate fish. Also, on top of that, you get the trunks. So this is just in barrens right here. Now these 3 little ponds all have the pools in it for what we want. Now you want to make sure that you use a lure on your fishing rod. This will just increase the chance that you don't actually miss a fish. So every single cast you should be able to actually catch a fish, and this will actually add up over time and save you a lot of time. Because if you don't have the lure and you're only 50 skill, you will miss a few fish here and there, which will be obviously not as efficient as having the lure set up where you will never miss a fish whilst doing this. So you want to come over to these 3 lakes and you want to find these pools. So the pools will actually have the deviate fish inside them, and you actually only want to fish inside of the pools. As you can see, we got one just now. And now why these sell so good is because everyone wants the savory deviate delights. Well, a lot of people do, because what it does, it will change you into like a pirate, change your appearance into a pirate and like a ninja. So a lot of people, if you've played WoW before, a lot of people really enjoy using these. So what you're going to want to do is fish up the deviate fish, and if you can get your hands on the recipe to make the savory deviate delights, then I'd highly recommend doing that, because they're going to sell really good on the auction house. Now you can sell a bit of both. You could sell some of the deviate fish on the auction house, and then you could also cook some of them into the savory deviate delights and also sell some of them on the auction house. This will just increase the amount of sales that you're getting on both of the items instead of just selling the fish by themselves. Now while you're actually doing this farm, you can have a chance of getting the tightly sealed trunks, and you can get a bunch of different materials from these trunks, and also you can get some gear that vendors for a lot of gold, some gear that we can't actually get our hands on any other way besides fishing them up in the trunks on first phase. So phase 1, you can actually get some really good gear. Now what I personally would recommend doing is obviously selling the fish on the auction house, and you only need 85 cooking to actually be able to make the savory deviate delights. So I'd recommend making some of those, selling them on the auction house also. But with everything that you get from the tiny sealed trunks, I would honestly put it up on the auction house for a decent amount of gold to start off with. Like, I'm talking mainly about the gear, because all the materials and stuff you get from them, they will sell. But the gear that you get from them, the gear and the weapons and the other items that are BOE, I'd recommend throwing them up on the auction house, maybe like 3 to 5 times. Now if they don't sell, you maybe have the price too high or the price not correct. But if you do, then what I'd recommend doing, say after 5 times posting them on the auction house, I'd either recommend disenchanting them, because the disenchanted materials will sell very quickly on the auction house, or just straight up vendoring, because you'll be able to make a lot of raw gold from all the different BOE gear and weapons that you get from the tiny sealed trunks. But basically there's always going to be some pools up in all of these lakes. So there's 3 different lakes in barrens, and you want to make sure that you're only fishing in the pools. You don't want to waste your time fishing like outside of the pools, because you won't have a chance of getting the deviate fish, and that is what is going to make the steady gold from this farm. And then obviously what is going to really top it off is getting the tightly sealed trunks, because you can get some really good materials from them that are hard to come across. And also the BOE gear, you can actually get your hands on some pretty nice gear that a lot of people are going to want, especially in phase 1 of Season of Discovery. So once the pool disappears, you get about 3 catches out of each pool. Once you've fished out the pool, it will disappear, and then you just want to run around to all the different lakes until you find the next pool, and you want to keep on doing this. Now also you want to make sure that you constantly have the lure on your fishing rod. This is going to increase your fishing level so you have less misses. However, if you'd like to learn more in depth about making gold in Season of Discovery, you can check out my complete gold making guide. There will be a link to this down in the description box, and this is constantly going to be updated, so in future phases it's going to be updated, and if you own a copy, you'll have a lifetime worth of free updates and will get sent straight to your email address. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more gold making content.
When you get your next big idea, Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
Grammarly makes all the difference in your professional success. Click the blue button to download Grammarly today.